Hello and welcome to week 5. Just wrapping up our topic on reading development. I've been able to go through and grade everyone's discussions from last week. Some really popular topics that came up this last week. One of them was phonological processing and how it kind of applies to English language learners. I think that this is actually a very important kind of concept to know, especially for those of you who are school psychologists, because a lot of times you will be working with students who are English language learners. They won't necessarily be in special education yet, but they will be brought up as referrals because they are learning to read at a pace that's a little bit slower, especially when they're a lot younger. And you know, that was really interesting to you guys as you guys kind of brought up the transparent versus opaque language and how just the English language is very different when we look at phonological processing, and how we kind of look at the shape of the word and how the shape of the word gives us clues about how we pronounce the word. And this is very hard for young students who are English language learners. So this is something that you can bring up a lot, those of you who are school psychologists, in SST meetings when it's about a student who is an English language learner and is young and is still learning how to read, just how that phonological processing is going to be impacted, or it's going to be difficult for them. So that kind of popped up a lot. Something else that came up a lot are the ideas of dyslexia and then also dysgraphia. And I know that these are two really kind of hot topics, especially dyslexia right now. So I'm glad that you guys are able to feel a little bit more comfortable with both of those, especially dyslexia and kind of what that looks like in the processing areas that are impacted for students who struggle with dyslexia, and then also dysgraphia. And yeah, those were pretty much kind of the main ones that kept popping up. It sounds like you guys were very interested in reading development. I think it's because we all have experience in it. And those of us working in education, we're constantly seeing kids learn how to read. And so this is an area that's very important for us to know working in the schools. So I really do hope that you guys enjoyed learning about reading last week. We're going to kind of continue on. And this week we're going to be talking about math development now. And now I really love this topic because I used to be a 7th grade math teacher in Miami, Florida. So, those of you who are math people, this will be, I think, interesting to you. So some of the things that you're going to be learning this week is you're going to learn to identify the implications of memory, attention, and other executive functioning on the development of math and the math's conceptual understanding. You're also going to, as in all the other weeks, examine research that's on math development. You're also going to understand and then also learn how to apply concepts of basic numerical understanding to the development of and the ability to engage in arithmetic operations, so kind of that number sense. And then also you guys are going to learn to analyze the influence of developmental math understanding to problems, and then also kind of look at math disorders. So kind of similar to the concept of reading, except now we're kind of looking at it from a mathematical perspective. So we are going to, this week, instead of the typical discussions, it's going to be your second attempt at another case study. This time you're actually going to get a score based on the rubric. So last time, I don't know if you guys noticed, it was kind of like a credit, no credit situation. So here you're actually going to be given a score. So make sure that you look at the rubric. I was able to kind of go through the last time, and you guys all did a really great job. I don't really have any type of feedback to give you because everyone seemed to have really read the rubric well and answered accordingly. Again, just as a reminder, be sure to look at it from a developmental perspective and kind of avoid some of those behaviorist perspectives when you're trying to kind of explain your reasoning and your hypotheses about why the student may be acting the way they're acting. It's super easy to kind of want to lean towards those like words like attention seeking and things like that. But again, this is a developmental course, so just really kind of try to look at it from a developmental perspective. So make sure that whoever is going to be the facilitator of the group, so just make sure it's someone different this time, but it could be anyone. Jump in. Whoever's the facilitator, go ahead and make sure you post Thursday by midnight. And then those of you who are going to be responding to the facilitator, make sure that you guys do your post Saturday by midnight. And then again, you guys also have a quiz that will be due Sunday by midnight on the topic of math development. So please feel free to reach out to me if you guys have any questions. And I really hope you guys enjoy learning about math this week.